All right, you've made it to part 4, and by now, you're well on the way to seeing God more clearly this year. Whether this is your first year of middle school or last year of high school, if you apply what you've learned so far, I think this year can be the year where you start to see God at work more than you ever have before. Now, before I go, I want to take the last few minutes of this series to talk about an incredibly important part of seeing God this year. So much of looking for God seems like it's personal, individual, and totally up to us. And yes, we definitely have to choose to look for God in the ways that we've talked about so far, but seeing God this year is also about looking for God alongside other people. Our ability to see God is limited if we're not living in community with other people. God is invisible, but we can actually see God working through the fruit of the Spirit that we see in the lives of the people around us. So, if we want to see God and love God well this year, we have to choose to follow Jesus alongside other people. In fact, one of Jesus' closest friends, this guy named John, put it this way: if we don't love people we can see, how can we love God whom we cannot see? Look, if we want this to be the year where we start to see God more clearly, if we want this to be the year where we focus on looking for God at work all around us, if we want this to be the year where we become more aware of the ways that we experience things like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control every day, then we have to also make this the year where we love those around us better than we ever have before. When we choose to love the people around us and take friendship seriously, we'll start to see more of the fruit of the Spirit in our own lives, in their lives, and in the world that we experience alongside them. So, maybe your community is a friend group at school. Maybe it's your teammates. Maybe it's your family members. Maybe it's your small group at church. Whoever your people are this year, make them a priority like maybe you never have before. Here are 2 ways to start. First, find ways to show them the fruit of the Spirit. Look for ways to show your crew more things like patience, kindness, faithfulness, and love this year. Maybe it's sending more encouraging stuff to the group chat more often. Maybe it's patiently playing tea party with your little sibling again for like the 12th time this week. Maybe it's standing up for your friend instead of going in on the gossip because you're a faithful person. We can think of a million ways to put the fruit of the Spirit into practice with the people around us. Let's choose to do more of this more often this year. And then look for the fruit of the Spirit in your friends. When you experience love, joy, kindness, or any of the other evidence of God's Spirit in the lives of your crew, be sure to recognize it for what it is. Anytime that you're experiencing these kinds of things in the lives of those around you, you can actually be confident that you're getting a glimpse of God at work. So, this year, pay closer attention to how you see God through your friends. And over time, you might realize that the people around you are one of the clearest ways for you to see God at work in your everyday life. I hope this short series has been helpful for you as you start looking for God in new ways this year. You can see God. And I'm not talking about the old dude that's sitting on a throne with a beard and lightning bolts. I'm talking about seeing the God who loves and cares for you at work within you and around you all of the time. Yes, there is a lot of bad and wrong in our world today. But when you look for it, you can also see so much of the good work that God is doing every single day. So don't give up. Try not to grow tired. Stick with following Jesus. Keep the hope that you have that God is working to make this world a better place. Then find ways to see God today, tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, and the next. Open your eyes and your heart to the work that God is doing in your life and in the world around you. If you look for God, you'll be amazed at the ways you see God working. This is how to see God. In fact, we see God saying this is recorded in the book of Jeremiah thousands of years ago. When you look for me with all your heart, you will find me. Thanks for joining me on the journey to seeing God this year. And if you're interested in learning more about the book, visit howtoseegodbook.com. And if you found this series helpful, be sure to share it with someone else. This year, I'll be looking for God alongside you. I'm so excited for the ways that we'll see God at work in our lives, in the lives of others, and in the world around us.